New this morning, online community college campus is acquiring AI learning app Sizzle, which was founded by Facebook's former head of AI, Jerome Pacenti. I got that one right.
Yes.
Who's now going to be joining the campus as the company's CTO. Campus backed by several notable investors, including OpenAI's Sam Altman, Shaquille O'Neal, Joe Lonsdale, and Figma's co-founder and CEO Dylan Field. And joining us right now in an exclusive interview is the campus's founder and Chancellor Tade. Tade, I can't do your last name for me so that I don't totally butcher it. Come on.
Oyerinde, and my entire Nigerian family is going to be making fun of the way I just pronounce it, but it's better than you were going to do.
Why are they going to make fun of you for that?
I want to hear
you know, it's never just quite right.
Okay. Are you capable of doing it, right?
That's as close as I am pretty much capable of doing, but yes.
Okay, so thank you for waking up early and coming in this morning. Help us understand what this deal is about and what it's going to do.
Look, it was sort of love at first sight, or maybe second sight, with me and Jerome. Campus has always been about connecting students with the best professors in the country who teach at top schools like Princeton, UCLA, and NYU, with debt-free first 2 years of college. But after class ends, how do you make sure that students don't get stuck and learn from the best? And that's what Jerome's Tech does. Super excited to acquire the Sizzle team and bring them onto campus.
Tell us about Sizzle.
Well, we create an app for people to learn anything supported by AI. We don't give people the answer. We help them learn, what they have to learn. We figure out their gaps, we get them up, and we get them going.
How much of this is powered by other LLMs? I'm trying to understand. I was actually playing with the app, trying to understand how it actually works.
Yeah, we try to use a combination of LLMs. Some of them are really good for math, some are good for science and others. So we combine them and create an interface that you've used.
And in terms of how it's going to update over time, the reason I was asking about the multiple LLMs is because as I was looking at this, I was thinking to myself, every time OpenAI updates its LLM or Anthropic updates its LLM, you are likely going to have to update on the back end the prompts and how it works, because each time they do this, it changes. And I didn't know if you were building your own model or if there were other models.
No, we are fine-tuning our model
on top of this,
yeah,
or how this all really works.
But our strength is to understand the students. So it's to figuring out what they need to learn, and I have a very detailed map of what the concept they understand and what they don't understand.
And how much of this also involves your own IP in terms of the actual materials that are underlying it all?
Well, for the material, right now we were using open sources, and with Campus, we're going to use actually the material created by the professors there. So we have an amazing source of content, and we put AI on top, and then we understand the students.
Yeah, so the first thing the tech does, it really breaks down into every specific atomic units of understanding what students understand.
Based on testing? Like you go in and test?
We do an assessment.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it creates a custom, fully personalized pathway through the curriculum from day 1 of the class until day 90 of the class that's personalized based on students' understanding. So if you already get through a concept super quickly, we don't have you repeat the same concept over and over. We move you on to the next thing, which is not how any other college works. Every student, even though they're coming in from different places, goes through the exact same assessments, exact same exercises. With Campus, we're going to be the first college where actually every single step of the class is personalized for each student.
Oh, can I ask a terrible question? And it's a hard question, which is, do you have any fear or worry that as the large language models unto themselves get better and improve on their own, that they effectively can do what you're already doing in terms of what the moat turns out to be around the business?
I believe that humans plus language models will always be greater than just language models.
Yep.
So you need to train people to be really good and excellent at using them and even more competent. So I think the expectations are higher. I mean, you're better with a calculator. The calculator didn't replace you.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean it like whenever ChatGPT 6 comes out, whether I will be able to interact with it and ask it the same questions and maybe even say, hey, build me the equivalent of Sizzle, provide all of the sort of background that the professors that are part of the campus network are already doing. And therefore, that's I think, the bigger sort of question about, by the way, the durability of all of these businesses.
Yeah, look, we're a college. We bought a college 4 years ago. You cannot replace college with just an LLM. Students need to actually connect with professors, build relationships with them. It's super important to actually get students to graduate. So if you think about the typical two-year college today, the graduation rate in America is 27%. And if you look at the students who don't graduate, which is 2/3, they leave with an average of $5,700 in student loan debt. That's today. And so what Campus is doing is like, hey, let's buy a college. Let's rebuild the innards of that college from the ground up for a modern tech-driven AI age, and let's do it and get the graduation rates up.
Does Sizzle replace any of the professors or the graduate students who might have been doing things in the past?
Never. It's all about supplementing what students are doing outside of class. After class ends, today at campus, it's all live online instruction, but after class ends, all they have is their textbook. Now they're going to replace ChatGPT, which is just giving them the answer.
Well, actually, ChatGPT is not giving them the answers anymore because my son said nobody uses it at school because it won't just write your paper for you anymore with the new guidelines.
Oh, ChatGPT will definitely write your paper. Let me tell you. You got to double check with your son. But instead,
I think he's scamming you.
I honestly don't think he uses it.
I wrote this.
I know his voice.
Instead of getting just the answer, it's actually going to break things down, understand what your deficiencies are and your prerequisite understanding, and take you through a
it says what?
process.
Like, you don't get this, let's go over it again, let's do a test
It walks
again.
you through
It's
it.
constant.
It gives you the step. And especially, it doesn't get you stuck. So often, if you don't have support, you get stuck on something. It tells you, okay, how do you write the first sentence? How do you write the second one? How do you do the first step of that problem?
Math may be more important.
Here's the thing that I think about a lot with these services, especially when it comes to AI. You have to have highly motivated people who want to graduate.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, that's a huge component part of it. So when you talk about sort of the graduation rate being as low as it is in this country, part of it is how do you actually keep these people engaged and motivated? When I think about like what Sal Khan is doing in some of these other schools, one of the reasons they're succeeding is because they are appealing, I think, to a very highly motivated
100% true
group of people.
Yeah.
And so what do you do for the kid who just doesn't, unfortunately, have it?
So for every 50 students at campus, we hire a human. A human, yes, that's right. An actual person with blood and flesh. And they're the success coach. Their job is to be like my Nigerian mother and say, when you're slacking, I'm going to kick your butt. And when you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm going to be there to motivate you. And I'm going to drag you across the finish line like a coach, getting you to graduate. And that's what's super essential. America has to get this problem under control. Otherwise, I think young people are giving up. I think when you talk about, the sort of grave dancing we saw after Luigi Mangione and that whole situation, young people are like actually hopeless. And I don't think this is discussed enough. For us to actually get this country back on track, we have to get rid of student loans and say no more student loan debt. $2 trillion is unacceptable. Let's get our higher education system working again and get young people into practical skills training.
We're going to go over time, but just tell the audience, because they probably don't know, the economics of how your business works.
Yeah.
Sure. You get a Pell Grant. We already have a free college program in this country. It's called a Pell Grant. And by the way, a Republican Senate just voted to increase funding for it. $10,000 a year for up to 6 years. Most Americans are eligible for this grant. Campus works under the $10,000 a year tuition threshold. So 86% of our students pay nothing out of pocket.
What's the benefit, or why would any of the incumbents go along with that? Because you're basically disintermediating their profit centers.
Any of the incumbents, meaning like four-year universities, they love us. We're sending them students. Instead, like if you have, you go to campus, you do 2 years, then you transfer into NYU, UCLA, Princeton to finish your last 2 years of college.
Do they have coaches who kind of follow through? Can they replicate your model in any way?
No one else can figure out how to make the economics work, where you actually have the human coach, you actually have the AI doing the back office and the after-class and support. We figured out how to do it and still make a profit.